So Zimbabwe's new president will face an uphill task in trying to rebuild a country devastated by years of mismanagement. Since 2009, Zimbabwe hasn't actually had a currency of its own because of the hyperinflation which killed off the Zimbabwean dollar. It's used the US dollar and the South African rand instead, and more recently introduced a new bond note as well. At the turn of the century, Mugabe, under pressure from war veterans demanding fairer distribution of land, evicted 4,000 white farmers from their lands, led to a dramatic fall in agricultural production in a country once described as the breadbasket of southern Africa. And over the past 20 years, unemployment has risen sharply, now running at more than 90%. It's also the issue of those who have left. The International Organization for Migration says there are up to 3 million Zimbabweans living abroad, many in South Africa. We spoke to one man who says Mugabe's departure has given him some hope that he and his family could return home. Tanya Page has his story from Johannesburg.
Progress Magere remembers days in Zimbabwe when all he had to eat was an avocado from a tree in his parents' yard, and the sight of his friend's injuries after he'd been beaten up by police for supporting the opposition.
So when that night, when I heard that one of my friend was tortured and he's not walking, he can't even wake up, that's when I took the hit and I said, I'm going.
He left his family and friends with a heavy heart.
One of Robert Mugabe's legacies is that his policies divided families and scattered Zimbabweans all over the world. And as this region's economic hub, South Africa has borne the brunt of that exodus. In this street alone, almost every house is occupied by Zimbabweans.
Many haven't seen their loved ones for years.
My brother, who is in the UK, he couldn't make it even to the funeral of my father and my mother.
But he's been in regular contact with his brother as Mugabe's presidency crumbled. It's created hope for the first time in years, although the man set to replace Mugabe has been part of the establishment for decades.
Whoever is going to take Zimbabwe ahead now, he has to think of the people of Zimbabwe. We wouldn't want to think whatever they did, like the Vice President Idi Mnangagwa. We don't know what's his capability. I think he deserves a chance.
Their 3-month-old son is even more of a reason to return home.
Now that there's this new future that, we might benefit, that might benefit our kids, I really need to go home. I will definitely go home.
Now that change has come, they're certain it will be for the better. Tanya Page, Al Jazeera, Johannesburg.